Salvete omnes. This is Abbey Latin Liber Primus. This is exercise C of chapter 17. We are to parse out the following English verbs and then translate them into Latin. Number 1, they will be led. They will be led. The person is they will, which is third person and plural, they, and then will is the helping verb for the future tense, that is future, and then will be is future passive, and the mood is indicative because it's not an imperative, it's not a command. So they will be led is third plural future passive indicative, and that is the Latin ducentur, ducentur. Optime, number 2. They are led. They are being led. So they, once again, third person plural. They are led, being led, right now. That is the present tense, present time. They are led. They're not doing the leading. The verb is not active voice, doing the leading. They are being led. So that would be the present passive, and the mood is indicative mood, not a command, indicative mood. That is the verb's present stem, which is duc, from duco, ducere, duxi, ductus, a third conjugation where you chop the O off of the first principal part to get the present stem, duc. Then we add untur, U-N-T, and then the passive has the ur, untur, ducuntur. They are led. They are being led. Number 3, you are being led. Right now, it is happening right now. You are being led. That is second person singular, present passive indicative. You are being led. Present stem duc, from the same verb, duco, ducere, duxi, ductus. Then we're going to add the second singular passive present ending res, but make sure the vowel between the stem and the res ending is the letter E, pronounced e. Duceres, you are being led, is duceres. No macron over the E. Now number 4, you will be led. You is second person singular. Will be is future and passive and indicative mood. Because it's future passive in the second person singular, and duco, ducere, duxi, ductus to lead is a third conjugation verb, we're going to use the future passive endings, which are ar, ar, eris with the macron over the E, etur, emur, emini, entur. So we need to have that eris, macron over the E, R-I-S, attached to the present stem. So it's duceres. It is spelled the exact same as number 3, duceres, only the macron over the E in the future, duceres, that makes the pronunciation duceres versus the present tense, duceres. Number 5, you will have led. That is the second person singular, future perfect, active, indicative of duco, ducere, duxi, ductus. As a future perfect active, we want the perfect stem dux, third principal part, chop off the I, dux, and then we add eris, the future perfect active endings, ero, eris, erit, ermus, eritis, erent. So duxeris. We have duceris, duceris, and duxeris. You have led is the second person singular. Perfect, you have done it. Active voice, you did it in the past. Indicative mood of duco, ducere, duxi, ductus. We want the perfect stem dux, and then isti. I isti it. Imus istis erat. Duxisti. Number 7, set ye. Come on, you guys. Set. Place it there. Put it down. Put it there. It's going to be an imperative. Imperative mood. It is a command. We are ordering plural you to do something. So all imperatives are second person. This one is plural because we're addressing a ye and not a you or a thou. Imperatives are present tense. For now. And then the voice is going to be active because you are actively ordering these guys to do the thing. Set ye, you're not ordering them to be placed somewhere. So the second plural, present, active, imperative, and we have the verb pono, ponere, posui, positus. Present stem, pon, P-O-N, from the first principal part, chop off the O. Pono minus O is pon. And then we had ite, ponite, ponite, set ye. Number 8, they were sending. They were sending is the third person plural they. They were doing it, imperfect active voice. Indicative mood of mitto, mittere, misi, misus. So if it's imperfect active, we want the present stem mit, M-I-T-T, from the first principal part, chop off the O. Add an E before the ba to get mitte ba, and then an unt for the third plural. Mittebant, mittebant, they were sending. We will act. We will act is the first person plural. Future active voice, indicative mood of ago, agere, egi, actus. We will do the thing in the future. So we want the present stem ag, ag, from the first principal part, chop off the O, ag. And then we add the future active endings for a third conjugation, es, et, emus, etis, ent. So we want emus, the first person plural, emus, agemus, agemus. Number 10, they are setting. They are setting is third person plural. They are doing it right now in the present time, present tense. Active voice and indicative mood of pono, ponere, posui, positus. We want the present stem pon, P-O-N, first principal part, chop off the O, and then you add a U before the NT because it's a third conjugation. Ponunt, ponunt, P-O-N-U-N-T, ponunt. Number 11, the men will have been sent. The men will have been sent, so they will have been sent. Third person plural. Will have is future perfect. Voice is active because they will, it's passive voice. The men will have been sent because the verb is happening to the subject, so future perfect passive. The mood is indicative. Now, because we have a future perfect passive, we need the fourth principal part of mitto, mittere, misi, misus. So misus, make sure you treat it like an adjective of the first and second declension. Misus aum. Now, because the subject is the men, you have to make it plural masculine. So misus aum must become plural masculine. So we want the I ending. Misi. Misus, singular masculine, becomes misi, M-I-S-S-I. Misi for plural masculine. You don't need a weary, a nominative plural masculine, weary, masculine for men. You don't need a weary, misi. You can just say misi, because you can tell by the ending, it's almost like a substantive, that the subject is plural masculine, men. We just need a helping verb. Because it's future perfect passive, the helping verb will be the future of sum. So third person plural will be erunt, because the future of sum is ero, eris, erit, eremus, eritis, erunt, E-R-U-N-T. So misi erunt, or you could say erunt misi. 12. They will set. They will set is third person plural they. It's going to be future active because they will actively do the thing. Indicative mood of pono, ponere, posui, positus. They will set is pon, and then ent. It's a third conjugation, so we want the future endings s, et, emus, etis, ent. So ponent, ponent. That is opposed to number 10, ponunt, which is third plural present. 13. Will we be defeated? Oh no. So it's a question. Will we be defeated? We is first person plural. Will we? Future passive. Indicative mood of winko, winkare, wiki, wictus. I can hear you in the back asking if we can use supero. I suppose you can use supero, but let's practice the third conjugation. Winko, winkare, wiki, wictus. It's a vocab word. Will we be defeated? First person plural, future passive. So the present stem is wink, and then you add the future plural passive ar, eris, etor, amor, emini, entor. And because it's first person plural, we want amor, wincamor. Now, because it's a question, will we be defeated? We're expecting a yes or a no answer. Wincamor ne. Wincamor ne. Add the ne, the enclitic ne, to make it a question. Wincamor ne? Will we be defeated? 14. It will have been set up. It will have been set up. So it is third person singular. Will have been is going to be future perfect passive and indicative of pono, ponere, posui, positus. It will have been set up. Fourth principal part, positus aum. Because the subject is a neuter it, make sure it's positum, positum, neuter singular, positum. Will have been set up is erit, positum erit, or erit positum. We act, we do act, we are acting right now. We, first person plural, are doing this in the present tense, present time. We are actively doing this, active voice, and indicative mood. So ago, agere, agi, actus, present stem is ag, and then add imus, I-M-U-S, agimus, agimus. We shall have held back. We is first person plural, we shall have done this. That's future perfect passive of indicative of retineo, retinere, retinui, retentus. We shall have held back. The future perfect passive is the fourth principal part, so retentus aum. We shall have done it, so retenti a. And we shall have been held back. We want the future, we want the future, the future of sum because it's the future perfect passive. So eremus, eremus. Retenti a. Eremus. And keep all three genders because we don't know the gender of the subject. It could be masculine, it could be feminine, could be neuter, probably not, but still keep it. Retenti a eremus, or eremus retenti a. 17. It was said. It was said. We have the third person singular it. Was said, that's the same as it has been said, so perfect and passive, indicative of dico, dicere, dixi, dictus. We want the fourth principal part, dictusaum. Make it third person singular neuter, so dictum, and give it a third person singular present tense of sum as a helping verb. Dictum est, or est dictum. It was said. It has been said. Dictum est. 18. Read. Do it. Hurry up. What is wrong with you? Read. It's an imperative mood. It's a command. All imperatives are second person. This one is singular. We're addressing a singular person. Read, thou. Come on, you singular, read. Second singular. present tense, present time. Do it. Active voice. Nothing passive about it. Imperative mood of lego, legere, legi, lectus, which at its base meaning means to choose or to gather, but can also mean to read. So we have read, the second singular imperative. So it's the second principal part, legere, chop off the re to get lege. Lege. 19, she shall read, is third person singular she. She shall do this in the future active, indicative of lego, legere, legi, lectus. Macron over the e in the third principal part. So if it's future, we want the present stem leg, leg, from the first principal part, chop off the o. It's a third conjugation verb. And then she shall do this. The future for a third conjugation is es et, emus etis ent. So leget, leget. That is opposed to number 20, she is reading right now in the present tense, present time. So third singular, present tense, active voice, indicative mood of the same verb. Lego, legere, legi, lectus. So we still want the present stem leg, leg, first principal part, chop off the o. Now the vowel between the stem leg and the personal ending t is an I, whereas in the future it's an e. So 19 is leget, whereas 20 is legit. Legit. 19 is leget. Leget. 20 is legit. She is reading, legit. She will read, she shall read, leget. Optime, very well done. That concludes exercise C of chapter 17. You are now ready to move on to exercise D. Valete omnes.